Yes, Christian. Well, most Brits know about Sri Lanka because it's a great tourist destination, or because it's the source of some of the best tea in the world, but also, of course, because of the civil war, the brutal war that ended here 13 years ago. This place is truly blessed by nature, but also cursed by some appalling politics. The latest incarnation, which combines both the global cost of living crisis caused by Ukraine and COVID and domestic dynastic regime-like politics of the Rajapaksa family that had no fewer than 6 members, including 4 brothers, at the top levels of government. That's what these protesters behind me are on about. They want that dynasty to disappear from politics, but they don't seem to be getting their way anytime soon. Colombo streets should be choked with midweek traffic, but soldiers close off roads now. The curfew has kept people at home. So has the government's new shoot-to-kill policy against any troublemakers. So don't be deceived by the sterile calm. Soon we come across the smouldering aftermath of public anger. 48 hours ago, the mob set fire to this luxury restaurant and party compound. Not much has survived the flames. The golden elevator, the throne taking a melted bow, the ballroom chairs stacked up for their own burial. It still smells. This place only burned down yesterday morning. It was, until then, one of the most opulent banqueting halls in Colombo, and the money behind it belonged to one of the biggest cronies of the ruling Rajapaksa family. That's why the mob came here and took their anger out on the place. Outside, a policeman arrives with his men to check on reports of looting. Holding a pistol and a smartphone in one hand is never easy. If the looters come back, he tells the guards, just shoot them. The anger had been brewing for months. On Monday, it combusted. On one level, this is a mounting protest against the rocketing cost of basic goods. The price of fuel and fertilizer has tripled. The country has run out of dollars. On another level, this anger is focused on one family, incompetent and corrupt. The Rajapaksa dynasty has dominated Sri Lankan politics for decades. This was the inauguration of Mahinda as president before he became prime minister and his brother president. Altogether, 6 members of this family have been at the top of government until a few days ago, and Gota Rajapaksa is refusing to resign from the presidency. Go to, go home, they shout, the clarion call of this rebellion. But the president is digging in, and so are they, despite the curfew and the shoot-to-kill order. It's not the size of the crowd that impresses, but the variety. The stall for the anti-regime amputees who've been camped out here for a whole month. The stall for the Deaf Association of Sri Lanka, who've now found their political voice. Rajapaksa. Okay. Corruption. Yeah. Or take the roving band of immaculately dressed lawyers also protesting. You're lawyers, you represent the rule of law in this country.
Exactly.
Are the Rajapaksas worse than their predecessors when it comes to corruption?
Compared to others, of course.
They are.
Because this is why all the people, almost all the country people have come on roads and protesting.
Or in the case of this young man, beaten up by pro-government thugs.
They want blood. The government want blood. But we, young generation, is saying that we don't need blood. Please, we are always asking, please go home. Please save our country.
Every rebellion needs to be fed, and this one is feasting on pineapples. It is the local variant of an uprising that started with the economic ripple effects of COVID and Ukraine and has ended on the streets against a corrupt but stubborn regime with nowhere obvious to go other than more violence.